The Resident Evil remake is considered by most to be the gold standard for a remake should be, keeping what made the original so special, while building on that foundation to make a more complete package. Lisa Trevor is a new addition to this remake, a hideous creature impervious to bullets who hunts us on the outskirts of the Spencer mansion. However, if you pay attention to little plot points throughout the game, you come to learn that her backstory is much more tragic than you may expect. In today's episode, I'll be exploring Lisa's origins, the story of the Trevor family, and what happens to her through the events of the remake. With all that being said, I am Reese, your host, and welcome to another episode of Enter the Survival Horror. The Resident Evil remake takes place in the Spencer Mansion, an isolated mansion located in a mountain range called the Arklay Mountains. The player starts in the main hall, which holds an eerie, mysterious aura behind it. Part of this mystery comes from searching behind the staircase, in which you can hear an anguished moan coming from the mansion basement. Who or what could that be? Why is it in the basement? What will happen if it gets out? All of these questions will be running through a first-time player's head, creating a disturbing fear of the unknown, just what you may be facing in this game further down the line. Further on in the game, you eventually escape the Spencer mansion and end up exploring the woods behind the estate. You were warned by one of your squad members to avoid a creature in chains who was roaming the woods outside the mansion. Not good. The player soon stumbles across a log cabin in the woods and is forced to explore it for an item needed to progress to the next area. However, after retrieving the item, the player can hear someone entering the cabin behind them. You can see something entering the living room through the window, but you aren't quite sure what it is, and then waking up by the fire, you see the horrific appearance of Lisa Trevor, malformed and stumbling towards you with an unwavering determination. You recall the warning you received earlier. The creature in chains is immune to bullets, forcing you to run. Lisa will continue to hunt the player at specific moments throughout the game, such as the caverns where the player stumbles across her living quarters. Wait, does this creature know what it is? Was it once human? Or is it imitating a human? Why does it have two faces? The player soon learns in these quarters that Lisa is searching for her mother, who was kept in a crypt in the mansion basement, where we first heard Lisa. Successfully opening the crypt will lead to a shocking and ultimately tragic end for a tragic character. Lisa Trevor was the daughter of George and Jessica Trevor, a 14-year-old girl that was present in the Spencer mansion during its time as a research facility. Lisa was separated from her parents and used for experimentation with the T-virus, the virus that is responsible for creating the enemies you face throughout the game. Reading files throughout the game reveals what happens to Lisa in these experiments, slowly deteriorating mentally and physically from her 14-year-old self and becoming something much more horrifying. You can see this through the notes that she leaves throughout the game. Her writing becomes more erratic and illegible. During these experiments, Lisa is reunited with her mother, and both of them promise to flee the facility and search for their father. Neither of them escape, as Jessica does not return to Lisa. She was taken for a separate experiment with a different strain of the virus. Lisa's mutation begins to change her physical appearance, with her skin becoming haggard and loose, making her skull become visible, however becoming nearly immortal in the process. Lisa attempts to hide her appearance by killing a woman who attempted to be her mother during the experiments to calm her down. Lisa uses this woman's face to hide her deformities, fleeing the facility as she does so. Soon after this, the T-virus leaks around the facility, killing everyone in it. Lisa is left to roam the Spencer estate alone, searching for her parents, failing to do so until 41 years later when the events of the Resident Evil remake occur. The Resident Evil remake in my eyes is a remake done right. It recreated what made the original so special, while adding more to the core foundation, creating a tragic backstory behind an innocent 14-year-old girl, painting the picture of how sinister and heartless the Umbrella Corporation really is. For the next episode, I'll be exploring what some consider to be the main antagonist of the Resident Evil franchise, that being Albert Wesker, the team captain of STARS turned evil mastermind who plans to rid the world of incomplete genetics, making way for a new form of evolution. But once again, this has been another episode of Enter the Survival Horror. I have been your host, Reese, and I'll see you in the next episode. Oh yeah, and don't forget, fear cannot kill you, but in this place, that's the least of your worries.